here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance, which is a cloud nation. We're the United States of the world, and we are missing the microphone, so I apologize. We are on a mission to banish poverty. Okay. We've been around for almost 4 years, putting in some really solid foundations, because as a nation, we've got to be here for generations. And we're now in the process of building our income, adding cash into the treasury, creating liquidity and value in our currency for the benefit of all our citizens. Anybody can be a citizen as long as you're of legal age, and all you have to do is prove that you're a real person. There's no fee or anything, no obligation to get involved in anything, but come along and enjoy pleasant company with positive-minded people. We don't care where you're from, and we don't care what you look like and what you've done and what you haven't done. We don't care how much money you've got, what your education is. We don't see any of those things, because we're a non-separatist organization, and that means we don't pigeonhole people because of the way they look, act, speak, or anything else. We just see everybody else as a human being. We see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, and all linked together. We recognize that every human being is unique, and therefore has something unique to offer our community, and so is of equal value to every other member of our community. We should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance, publicly. And I made a mistake today, because I set up the scheduled broadcast and I didn't press the little button that says schedule now. So it was all there ready to go. But it did go through. Now, normally you've got to give at least 15 minutes before it will post into Facebook. But I did this, like 2 minutes ago, and I think it's gone through. So fingers crossed. We should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance, publicly. I'll be heading over there in a moment to see if it really did work. And hopefully it did. Because we don't see the names of people that are commenting in Facebook here in the app. We see them for people on YouTube, and we've got Lewis in on YouTube today. He was missing yesterday. I hope he was well. He says he wasn't able to help with testing the 777 plan. Nobody's been able to do any of that today, because I've been working with Deviani on it. I'll bring you up to date on that, Lewis, in a moment. And who else have we got? That's it in YouTube, but we've got, see, Facebook, we just see Facebook users. So that's one of the reasons why I go there. But we do get most of the comments and people in Facebook, and so it makes sense to be there, where we can see who we're talking to and answer people and get on with things properly. We will be getting started in a second. I'll get to Facebook first. I've just turned off my speakers so that we don't get feedback. And then I'm going to head to Facebook, looking for We Share Abundance publicly group. And the 13th of February. And here we go. Good. We've got Norman in from Doncaster in England. We've got Richard in from Devon in England. We've got Bazina in from Edinburgh up in Scotland. And we've got Tim Bates in from the United States. And we're going to get started in just a second now with that short prayer, followed by a little affirmation. Then I'll bring you up to date with what's been going on today. And it's good news, okay? You might not think it's good news, but it is good news, okay? Right, so let's get started, first of all, with that short prayer to help us find true happiness in life, something that you can't buy. You can get short-term pleasure from having lots of money and buying things and doing things and going places, but that long-term lasting joy that is always within you, you can only get from loving service to others. And the great thing about that is that it attracts into your life everything that you want and need. And that's what our little prayer's about. Okay. Tim's saying he's got a couple of questions when I get to that part. Okay, we'll answer those after the prayer and the affirmation, Tim. And it's always good to get questions because, you know, a lot of people often are thinking, you know, I wonder if this or what happens if that or whatever. And sometimes they're shy to ask. And so when people ask a question, it can often be something that other people really wanted to ask but didn't. Or sometimes it's something that people haven't really got round to thinking about, but it's something that's been nagging at them, and it clears things up. It's wonderful, wonderful to have questions and to get them answered. Okay, so let's get started right away with that little prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, each member may find the joy of service. And through service, bless each member that they attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation to help us maintain that non-separatist ideology and shed any prejudices we might have picked up along the way that really serve no purpose. We are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay, we've got Werner in from South Africa and Carl in from New Zealand. A beautiful sunny New Zealand morning. Wonderful. It's been grey here and drizzly today, but we're always blessed somehow. I take Cody out for a walk around lunchtime and the rain stops and the sun comes out. Okay, so it's been good. We've also got Andrew in from New Zealand as well. So he's enjoying a sunny morning there as well. So wherever you're from, whatever time of day it is, whether you're watching live or on the replay, you're very, very welcome. And it's lovely to have you here. Okay. So Tim has got the two quick questions. First, when we bring someone new into the 777 program, I know they have to sign up for a Visa account first. Do they have to do KYC before they can fund their account and join 777? Second, I have someone in my second level who, Seymour, who wants to be under me. His sponsor passed away over a year ago. Can I get him moved up under me? I think he will automatically be placed under you if he joins anyway. If he joins the 777 plan, obviously if his sponsor passed away, then the he won't be joining the 777 plan, will he? And so automatically, if that guy joins, it will look for the first person up line in his leadership level and his sponsorship line, and that would be you. So he would automatically be placed under you anyway. Okay, so that I think should answer your second question. The first question, I'm not sure about the answer, in all honesty. But but people should do their KYC anyway. I know you can't make a withdrawal without having done your KYC. And so why would anybody want to not do their KYC? But I'm not sure if they have to do it to fund their account. It is something that we've got on a to-do list to look at and sort out, but I'm not quite sure where it stands for all these programs at the moment. But doing your KYC, I know for a fact that if you want to make a withdrawal and you've not done your KYC, you can't do it. So get your KYC done is the answer. Why delay it? Why not do it? There's absolutely no purpose in joining We Share Abundance and not verifying your identity. So I hope that answers your questions, Tim. Okay. If it's not clear, put more comments in, and you know, we'll clear it up. We'll make sure that everybody knows. But on that KYC point, you know, in all honesty, I'm not exactly sure where we stand. I would have to check with Deviani for the coding and everything else. I know that what I do want to implement is that people can join and do anything they want without being active, without having done the KYC. They've got to do the KYC to be active as well. So, but just restrict the withdrawals. But I don't think that's in place, and it may vary from program to program. Okay. I just want to get them started while they're excited. Yeah, I'm in all honesty, I'm not sure. If you try and piff somebody, you know, if you want to bring your wife in or something and you want to piff them, you can try and piff them without them doing the KYC. If that goes through, then it means yes, they can. If you get a message up saying, you know, not active or not KYC verified, then it'll mean you can't. But I don't know the answer. In all honesty, maybe I should, but I don't. I'll make a note and I'll find out for tomorrow. Deviani is in bed now. She's about 4.5 hours after us, so I assume she's in bed. I don't know. She might be up watching a late night movie or something, but it will be early hours of the morning there. KYC need for by 777. I'll find out. Okay. Right. Where are we? Carl, I saw the replay yesterday and loved the car strategy for Beyond Infinity. Yeah. We got we got a lot of money coming if they keep providing the cars, so that's all good news. Okay, if Werner's there giving you the answer, I'm using PIF to sponsor my referrals. It works even if they aren't KYC'd. So there's your answer, Tim. They don't need to be. As I say, my long-term objective is just to make sure that people are KYC verified for withdrawals, and that just makes it easier for people coming in. But you should do your KYC. Do it as soon as you possibly can. You get $2 or $3 into your US dollar wallet as well for doing it, I think. Bozina, when I join any program, I always want to look around first, and I would get suspicious if they wanted all my personal info to start with. Yeah, there's various ways of looking at it. I think people are pretty used to KYC now. It's a very, very common thing for people to need to do. I don't think too many people object to it. If they do, they do. They're going to miss out. That's all I can say. But I don't think, well, Werner has just confirmed that you don't need it to do that, but you will need it to make a withdrawal. Okay. Have you had your pancakes? It's Shrove Tuesday, which in England we call Pancake Day. I remember, as a kid, you always rushed home from school knowing that you were going to get pancakes. And in England, we always traditionally had them with sprinkled with sugar and lemon juice. And we've had some today here. I made pancakes and stuffed myself with them before we came on the live. Okay, they're a good, cheap meal. Pancakes, only flour, eggs. Well, cheap. Eggs are expensive, milk's expensive, flour's still reasonably priced, but everything's expensive nowadays, isn't it? Okay, so if you've not had your pancakes, go out and have some, or make some, get some made. They're very, very easy to make, and they're a lot of fun, and quite nutritious and tasty and traditional in England anyway. Okay, so that's Pancake Day today. Tomorrow, of course, today's Shrove Tuesday, which is Pancake Day in England. Tomorrow is Ash Wednesday. It's also Valentine's Day, and I don't know how often that happens. It must be a very, very rare occurrence for Ash Wednesday to fall on Valentine's Day. But there you go. It's all about love and something else to look forward to. Of course, we've got a couple of people here from New Zealand, and they're already into Valentine's Day. It'll already be the 14th there. So they're having a lovely sunny Valentine's Day. So fill your lives with love. It's a good extra reason for being loving tomorrow. Okay, right. 777. I told you yesterday that we booked all day with Devyani to get the testing of the 777 plan done, and it was very successful in that within an hour we'd found a major flaw in the coding. It was a misunderstanding of how the free entries work in certain circumstances, and I'm not going to get into details, but it is in the process now of being fixed. So rather than spending all day checking things, we spent all day making sure that what was being corrected is correct and will be as it should be. The final coding won't be done till tomorrow, and we'll get into testing again tomorrow. So that's why I said, it's good news. Good news, we found something that isn't right. And that's why we test. That's why we go through things, and that's why we do things. And the testers do a great job in doing lots of other things, but I don't think the testers would have found what we found today. It needed somebody with an in-depth knowledge of what should happen. And the only person with that at this moment in time really is me. Now, I'm sure you'll all get to know what should happen as you get in there and you're using the program and you see it working. But to expect the testers to have picked up this little thing that wasn't quite right would have been asking a lot of them. And so it's been a successful day, and it'll be even more successful tomorrow when we get back into testing, having had that correction made. There are a few things that I think our potential trip ups, or whatever you want to call them, in the way that the coding might come out, and those are the things that I want to be looking at, and those are the things that I'll be concentrating on. And if we find any more, we'll get them put right. But we are progressing well, and I'm pretty sure that when we get this coding uploaded now, the free entries will be correct. But we need to check it and make sure again. But I think we'll have it all right there. The other things that I have in mind, we'll also be checking and going through, and we'll see if everything works the way that it should. Hopefully we'll get all that done tomorrow, and if we do, we will be in a position to go live. So fingers crossed. Okay. I thought with not getting too involved in the testing that I might get into the ShareHub stuff, but I didn't really get in there. I did have a quick look, but then I got pulled away on something else, and it's still not been tested. I need to get onto that as soon as I possibly can. So that's where we are with those two programs. And if you've been following, then you know everything else. That, once we get through these two things, we're going to be heading into calmer waters, if you like, on our journey. And we expect a following wind, and we will be getting into other things and getting those added in, things like the mole, the Fun Miracles site, the Weezer tokens from Waves, all these sort of things, the Multiply Weezer site, all these things will start falling into place. And it's all looking really, really good. Okay. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Not that there's been any rain, but it has been a little bit cloudy, because when we started out on this journey, we knew where we wanted to get to, but we weren't exactly sure how we were going to get there. We thought we'd got it cracked on a couple of occasions and things didn't work out, but I'm pretty certain now that we are on a really good path. I see we've got Michael in from the Bahamas. In the 777 plan, when you make the $5 payment, then are you good to go, or are you expected to make another payment? Right. There are a lot of ways to answer that, but very simply, yes, you're good to go. Okay. However, there are 7 levels, and each level is twice the fee of the level before. So when you pay your $5, it puts you into phase 1 or level 1, whatever you want to call it. Phase 2 is $10. Phase 3 is $20. Phase 4 is $40. Phase 5 is $80, and so on. Okay, until you get to phase 7. It is advisable to get into as many phases as you can comfortably right at the beginning. Why? Especially why? Because you can work your way through the phases. In fact, if you're not in phase 2, as you get into phase 1 and you start earning money, $10 will be held from the payments that you could make withdrawals from. And once you've hit $10, that will be used to pay you into phase 2. And the same applies to every phase until you get up to phase 7, of course, and then there isn't another phase to get into. So why is it advantageous to get into more phases at the beginning? Let's suppose you get into just phase 1. And let's suppose you introduce somebody. You're not obligated to do that. We will find you people, but just introducing one person more than doubles your income in phase 1, because you will get 2 pay lines out of introducing one person, because the free entries will give you another pay line. You would get that without introducing somebody. There are other reasons as well, but let's just keep it as simple as we can. If that person you introduce is a bit of a go-getter, and you think, wow, great, I've introduced this person, he's really good, he's going to get through this very quickly, he's going to bring in loads of people, and he joins just at phase 1 like you for $5, but he is your only referral, and it takes you a while to get through and get funded into phase 2. Whereas this go-getter, he goes out and he brings in 7 people in this first day. And you think, wow, he's doing great. Those 7 people push him into phase 2. You're not in phase 2. We can't put him under you in phase 2. So we will look upline for somebody that is in phase 2, and you're going to lose that wonderful person that you were so excited about referring. And you never know who is going to be that star. It could be somebody that has never really done anything much before, and all of a sudden they say, yeah, I understand this and I love it, and I'm going to really get out there and give it my all. Or it could be somebody that's really done great in the past, and he says, oh, I've got involved in this, but I'm not sure it's really worth my time, and he doesn't do anything. So you never know who it's going to be. But if they get into phase 2 before you, you've lost them. They can never be in phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, phase 7 under you. All you've got is phase 1. And the same thing applies if they get into phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, phase 6 before you do. So you want to get into as many phases as you can comfortably. When I'm talking about comfortably, I don't want you losing sleep about, you know, should I have really got into all 7 phases? I want you to be, yeah, I'm happy. I got into 3 phases. I can easily afford that, and I'll get into phase 4 when I start making money. You know, whatever you're comfortable with, do. But my best advice is to get into as many phases as you can. Be as comfortable as you can with as many phases as you can, because it will benefit you. Okay? So yes, you can just pay your $5 and there's nothing else that you need to do. You can sit back and do nothing and you will make a profit. You can pay your $5, go out and refer lots of people, and you'll make a profit much faster. But be aware that if people get into phase 2 before you do, you're going to lose them. So try and avoid that. And that's why most people, we get very, very few people that come in at just phase 1 with just $5. Most people come in at least with phase 1, 2, and 3, which I think is only $35, is it? 5, 10, yeah, $35 to get into all first 3 phases. A lot of people get into phases 1, 2, 3, and 4, which again isn't a fortune. I think that's $75, isn't it? And a lot of people, in fact, it's one of our most popular levels, is the 5th phase, which is $100 $155 to be in the first 5 phases. And we have people that get into phases 6 and 7 as well. Do whatever is comfortable for you, but be aware that you could lose a lot of people if you have people moving faster than you, either by buying those phases or by referring people faster than you do. So I hope that's answered that question for you, Michael. But no, there is no expectation. Are you expected to make another payment? No, it's entirely in your hands. Okay. Let's check back in the app and see if we've got anything more in there. Lewis says he's fine. Good. Don Wilson's in from USA. Just scrolling through the comments here to see if we've got anything from, we got CC Liu. The 777 is great as trade like crazy. I'm not quite sure what your comment means, but yeah, it is great. It's an amazing plan. It is going to help an awful lot of people. And it's lovely to see you here, CC. Not sure where you're from, but there she is, or he is, CC. Okay. I do have numbers. I don't know what I've been giving them to you, but they're not one of, Multiply Weezer really is dormant. We're not getting any accurate figures for the active member count. So I'm not sure that there's much we can do with them at the moment, but I'll give them to you anyway. We're up 3 in our registered members to 41,764. Oh, just a minute. That's not up 3 from 64. That is in fact down 7. I apologize for that error. It's a -7, not a +3. So that's down 7 in the last 24 hours. The active member count isn't changing. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I'm not pulling Deviani off the 777 plan or the Share Hope program or anything else at this moment in time to get that sorted out. Multiply Weezer, no change in the member base or number of members that have bought advertising. Bonus pool went up to 10,347, which is another $1 up just from logging in from the revenue share. It'd be nice when we get that program operating again, because a lot of people were making good money with it. But the destruction of the Weezer token, for which I take responsibility really, because I wanted to help people and it backfired, because what I did was I allowed people to withdraw the Weezer tokens in any quantity they wanted, and then they put them all up on the market. And what happened was we had millions of tokens on the market with no buyers, and the price plummeted. And we've got to rectify that, and it will take a while to get right, but we will do it. But first of all, we will move into a new token on the Binance Smart Chain. We might even have a look at Polygon, but we're on Binance Smart Chain with our Share Hope token, so it might be better to keep them all in the same place. Let's get back into Facebook. Okay. Okay, Michael says thank you. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully that covered it for you. I'm not sure that I've got anything else to add. Nope, that's all I can think of that we need to cover today. There's no other questions come up. I got help from Richard. He did a Trust Wallet payment deposit into the exchange, and it all worked as it should do. I'm not sure why we had that error in from those other two people. One of them didn't come back, but one said he went through the process and he explained the process and it should have registered, but it didn't. So all we've done is we've credited their accounts. We couldn't find any bugs. We couldn't find any error messages. We've tested it and it works when we test it. We can't create that same error. So I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was, I don't know, just the site was down for a second when it should have been up or something like that. I don't know. But it looks like it was just an isolated case and everything works as it should. So if you are paying with crypto, if you want to buy with crypto, you're much better using that deposit tag. It's faster, more reliable, and there are no fees involved. If you go through Coin Payments or Now Payments, they're going to charge you a fee. They're going to charge us a fee, and it's going to take a little bit longer because they have to clear the payment and then it goes through as a cleared payment to us. Whereas if you're paying direct, it just boom into us, and as soon as it goes through on the blockchain with 2 or 3 ticks against it, whatever it is, it just shows up in your account. So it's a better thing to do. Gunga Din. Okay, right. Okay, so that's it from me, folks. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day, whether you're in the morning or whether you're in the evening, wherever you are. Oh, just a minute. Do you take USDT TRC20 as your crypto? We take BEP20, Tim. We're on the Binance Smart Chain, so it's BEP20. Now, most wallets will allow you to send in either TRC20 or BEP20 if you've got USDT. So it is BEP20, not TRC20. It's still Tether, it's still USDT, but it's just on the Binance Smart Chain rather than the Tron blockchain. It is in fact less expensive. The Tron blockchain used to be very cheap, but it is quite expensive now. You send a small amount and it can cost you, you can send like $2 and it'll charge you $1 in fees sometimes. The Binance Smart Chain, you send a couple of dollars and it'll cost you, I don't know, a few cents, 10 cents, maybe less than 10 cents. And it's a little bit faster usually than TRC now. So anyway, that is your answer there, Tim. Okay. Let's get back to the app wherever I've lost it. Here we go. Because that is it. As I say, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the anticipation, okay, of the 777 plan. We'll get it up as soon as we can. I'm hoping beyond hope that we can get it up this week live. It all depends on my final testing. We may need the testers to come in again at some later stage after we've got everything that we think is correct. We may not, but we'll let you know. I know that a couple of you volunteered and said, do you want me to test something today? And the answer was no, not today, because we're working on a few things, and the same will be tomorrow. By the end of tomorrow, if we need you, we'll let you know. Okay. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for being We Share Abundance. Without you, we don't exist. And I love you all. And we're going to make the world shake with the 777 plan and the Share Hope plan. We're going to change the face of making money online, because we're going to get everybody into profit. God bless you all. I love you all. I'll be here same time, same place tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time, on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance Publicly. Until then, I'll see you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later.